Welcome back to Chimeric Gaming, you guys. I'm bringing you another Naruto mission video guide. Excuse me. And in this episode, I'm going to go over the search for Sakon. Now, this mission requires either Kiba or Kankuro, and you have to win 5 times in a row. One of the things that somebody had said to me on the Naruto boards, the forums, basically, was that I didn't explain well for the use of this team, so I'll go over it now, once again, since I don't have any distractions. Neji is used as an offensive, an offensive defense, basically, is how I should put this. Both Tamari and Neji do this because of their skills that make them go invulnerable. Another cool thing that you can do with Neji is his Neji Gentle Fist. When this skill is normally in play on somebody, nobody really wants to take the 50 damage. So if you want, you can use this as a fake out to hurry up and get rid of their invulnerability in case you want to use something. And then we have a Trigram 64 Palms, which does 35 piercing damage. I did actually finish all 3 of these missions with it. All 3 of Search for Kitamaro, Search for Sakon, and the Search for Tayu with this team that I'm using, and I'll show you how to use it now. It's gonna be really simple once I show you guys how to use it, so we'll be right back when we're in the back. Alright, so we're back, you guys. We're up against Sasuke, Zaku, and Tenten. This team is most likely going to be an AoE. If not, it's going to be a combination team. So to avoid AoE or anything of that sort, we're going to try and either get a Dust Wind or even just one of the defensive skills here. I let him take his turn. But if we do end up getting all of these two, I'll use them and I'll set up with puppet preparation. At least use puppet preparation once because it does help out. Oh, by the way, if you guys noticed, I did get a new avatar, though it didn't really come out that great. So if you guys want to help me out with an avatar, feel free to PM me at RuneFang. Just, you know, PM RuneFang. That's my main account. This is the side account for you to help you guys out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and either oh, it's my turn, but it's lagging. Oh, cool, we got Dustwind. So we're gonna use Dustwind quick, and we'll set up at least one of these. Now this should help out, hopefully. I'm just hoping that she might have. Tenten has a counter. It's called Chain Trap, but yes, she did not use it. So we got Dustwind up, and what Dustwind does is it makes us go invulnerable for 1 turn. And it makes them deal 50% less damage, which is going to be awesome for us because, like I said, this is a defensive offense team. So, we're probably going to go with Neji Gentle Fist next turn. Oh, actually, yeah, that'll be fine. We'll use this against him and go with a Neji Gentle Fist and save that last chakra for next turn. Because what's cool is that they can only counter for their allies, but nobody can counter for Zaku, and Zaku's pretty powerful for the most part. So let's see how this goes off. Yep, I thought so. And if this goes off fine, if we use this Cutting Whirlwind with the combination of Poison Bomb, including the Neji Gentle Fist, if the opponent doesn't go invulnerable, we will be able to do a solid KO against Zaku here. But you know, I'm mostly using it for the fake out because we want Zaku out of the way quickly because Zaku is pretty strong with that 45 AoE. We're basically this is what you do with the team is you're just gonna go defense and use offense when you can. Let's see what happens. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and use Cutting Whirlwind. It's a bit of an overkill, but it's okay. It should be fine. Yeah, it should be okay. we want to try and take them out as quick as possible, so going a bit overkill on an enemy is fine as long as you're dealing damage to others. It might be okay to, if you need to, don't do what I'm doing and instead resort to using small amounts of chakra. So this knocks 1010 down to 50 health, leaving her basically in a KO zone, to be honest, because anything we do in combination right now can easily kill her. Especially, what's cool is this skill is dealing 35 and this skill is dealing 15, so if you do the math, that's 50 damage to one enemy if required. Or if you want to go all out, you can do a solid 70 with this skill here. And you know what? We're just going to do this. We're going to do it. Oh, you know what? We can't. So instead we're going to... Ooh, this is a tough choice. You know what? That's fine. We'll wait next turn and see what happens. It'll be okay for them. At least I think it'll be okay. So, right now she's 10-10's in the red zone. Neji is safe, and we still have enough power to get rid of Sasuke there. Sasuke is a little right now, but if we get another bloodline next turn, we can use 64 palms and start draining the chakra he needs to attack. So that'll easily get characters like him out of the way, like Naruto, Naruto S, Sasuke S. It basically gets rid of the chakra that they need in order to deal damage. So each item 64 palms is really helpful against enemies like even like 10-10, because 10-10 uses all taijutsu. So this is really helpful for the most part, and it's piercing, so it gets right through that damage reduction, unless it says otherwise. Like skills like Minato, he has skills where he gets 75% damage reduction that cannot be pierced, so don't worry too much about that. Well, yes, you actually should worry about it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. I don't think you'll run into anything low leveled unless the person has reset, so like I said, don't worry about it too much. Not sure if this guy surrendered or not, but it's kind of looking like it. I'll let you guys know when it's my turn. And it's my turn now, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use winds. And I'm going to go and use the invulnerability because I do not trust that at all. I could have set up with Kankuro there. You know what, I kind of need to. So I'm going to go ahead and set up with Kankuro. And we're going to get rid of that tie there. That ninjutsu is kind of necessary right now because that's keeping Tamari alive and in a good spot. And I figured as much as Tented would probably use, it's called chain spin? Yes, chain spin. Basically any range skill is going to... It's countered and deals no damage. So right now we are in a good spot for the most part. We have, you know, cutting whirlwind up. Oh, and here we go. We'll hit him with another fan, and we'll hit him with Neji Gentle Fist, which is something I was waiting for. He'll probably end up knocking us out next turn, but that's not that big of a deal. Seeing as they have extremely low health anyway, so basically what's going to happen is I think it's it's going to be game over anyways, because I'm going to use poison bombs to get rid of that chain wrap, or chain spin, just to get it out of the way and then just finish it off. So for counter skills, for skills that you know only counter one skill, just go ahead and use poison bomb, because it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything to you personally because it only costs one random, and this should either kill or at least get close to killing. Summoning quick beheading dance is a little costly, but it's worth it. So, yep. Oh wow, it counters all? That's insane. I didn't think it was that strong. Well, that's unfortunate. We kind of wasted quite a bit of chakra, but it's okay because it's game over anyway. That little extra 5 damage from Kankuro's skill does go a long way. And so there's one match for you guys, and I'll show you the next team here in just a minute. So we're back, you guys, and this time I kind of changed it up a bit. Since we're doing this search for Sakon, like I said, you can either use Kiba or Kankuro. Kankuro is more preferred, but Kiba's still good. Kiba, this is the first time I'm showing you guys Kiba, so let's go on with the skills. Kiba has a skill called Dynamic Air Marking. Basically what it does is it renders an enemy vulnerable for 3 turns. They cannot reduce damage or become invulnerable, and they'll take 5 more damage from Kiba's skills. Then we have, that can be used actually during Double-Headed Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, so it actually will help. Double-Headed Wolf is a skill that costs Bloodline and Taijutsu. It deals 15 damage to all enemies for 3 turns. It's just physical damage, and they can stun you to stop damage for at least a turn or 2, or more. It depends on how long the stun is, of course. And if he's stunned, he doesn't gain the 10 points of damage reduction that the skill states. So it's best to try and keep him guarded, I guess. But during this skill, during Double-Headed Wolf, this skill costs 1 Taijutsu, and the skill is basically his main attacking skill. It deals 30 damage to an enemy for a Taijutsu and a random, so it's pretty good. I think I've shown you guys Shikamaru, but I'll go over Shikamaru again once more. Shikamaru has the skill Meditate. It has no cooldown, no cost. Basically, it's used to use Shikamaru's other skills. It targets an enemy for 5 turns, and then you can use skills like Shadowbind, which stuns all enemies, their chakra and physical skills for 2 turns. And then he has Shadow Neckbind, which deals 15 affliction damage, which cuts through pesky things such as damage reduction and destructible defense, so that cuts right through it, but it doesn't remove it. Like if I were, okay, let's use Gara for example. Pretty sure Gara gets 30 destructible defense from Armor of Sand. Normally you would have to use skills to slowly decrease that so you can deal damage, like if we used Kiba's Garugra, which deals 30 damage, plus Tamari's Cutting Whirlwind. The Garugra would immediately break the destructible defense, and then Tamari's skill would then deal the 20 damage. So, alright, I'll show you guys how to use the team, so when we're in battle, I'll explain everything. So here we go. So we're back, you guys, and we're up against Dosu, Neji, and young Kakashi. So we're going to immediately set up with Meditate, and we're going to target Dosu, because Dosu can get pretty scary. He has a skill that costs 1 random, and it basically lets all his skills deal double damage. We cannot let him use that skill. So I'm going to try and stun at least him, or hopefully we get Dustwind and we can set up a little bit more. For Neji, we're going to probably use Dynamic Air Marking. So when he tries to use 8 trigrams palm rotation, he basically will be targeted, so that's not going to be a big deal anymore. So I'll come back when it's my turn. So now it's my turn. He thinks he's setting up nicely against me, but unfortunately he's wrong. I'm going to go ahead and use Cutting Whirlwind, which is going to break right through, and we're going to use Dynamic Air Marking, which is going to get right through that. Then we'll use Meditate, target Kakashi. And so when I use Double-Headed Wolf next turn, it's going to do 5 more damage, so it's going to deal 20 damage to Neji, and it's going to do 15 damage to the rest, so we'll come right back. So it's our turn now, and unfortunately he's done a ton of damage to me. This is actually really scary, and I cannot, if I use a skill, I can't reduce damage or become invulnerable next turn. So unfortunately I'm going to just do what I know what I can do. Go ahead and use Double-Headed Wolf, even though it's not going to do anything. Not much anyway. And I'm going to set up my last Meditate onto Neji here. Hopefully I can do some decent damage next turn, but I'm kind of nervous because, you know, the whole... He's taking quite a bit of damage right now, and I can't do a whole lot. But if I ended up getting Shadowbind, he cannot do anything for 2 turns, and he's basically a sitting duck. So I'll come back when it's my turn, you guys. Alright, so it's my turn, and unfortunately he took down Kiba. But we're going to use our Chakra Exchange. And man, oh man, did we get a lot of Taijutsu and Bloodline. So we'll get rid of some of that. Get a Gen, and just stun for 2 turns, and we'll try and build up and see what we can do for here. Right now they're just sitting ducks because all their skills, if I'm not mistaken, are either physical or chakra for the most part. So we'll be able to build some chakra, try and deal some damage next turn, and try and get it there. I got stuck in a bad position at the moment because, you know, Dosu is pretty lethal. And if you see him in battle, I'm not saying to use all your attacks to try and kill him, because you got to try and spread out your attack to lower all the other characters' health as well. So yeah, just try and spread out your attacks. Hopefully we get another Genjutsu next turn. That way we can do some pretty decent damage. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Alright, so it's my turn, and I have this skill, which is awesome. We're just going to use it and end our turn. I think Meditate's actually going to end on one of the characters, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we're going to have to start using them on other enemies, I think. Yeah. It's not looking good for us right now, unfortunately. But basically this team is a spread out AoE. You can use AoE over 2 turns or more with Double-Headed Wolf and Shadow Neckbind. Oh, man, we're not getting anywhere. Let's start targeting here. We keep getting Taijutsu, and it's no good for us at all. But luckily Dustwind is still in effect, so they're only dealing half damage right now. But like I said, you want to deal damage over a consistent amount of turns with Double-Headed Wolf, which deals 15, and Shadow Neckbind, which deals another 15, and that's total of 30 over time. And with other skills provided with Tamari there and Garugra, you should be able to take down an enemy team within a couple turns. Oh man, this is not looking okay. So I'm gonna try and use some affliction skills, hopefully to, you know, knock them down a few pegs here. This is looking real bad. Luckily that Shadow Neckbind lasts more than 2 turns. And if I get another one next turn, I should be safe. But Dosu's still there, and there's not a whole lot we can do about Dosu because he deals that 40 damage. And it's only for a Taijutsu. That is so crazy. I feel he's one of the more OP characters in the beginning, but you know what? That's fine. I think we are definitely screwed. But let's see what happens. Anyways. Yeah, we're totally busted. So, unfortunately, I couldn't win with this team. I won with the last team. Hopefully, you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you with the teams and how to use them. And I hope you end up finishing your missions. So, please give me a like, comment, subscribe, and favorite. Share it. If you guys want to help out, I'll leave a link in the description below to the forum on the Naruto boards. And yep, see, I lost, unfortunately. As always, goodbye.